The flickering shadows of doubt danced across the courtroom, a silent symphony of suspicion playing out in the wake of a life vanished. The names whispered in hushed tones, the faces etched with worry and unanswered questions. Melissa Trumpy, a name that, once spoken with fondness, now hung heavy in the air, a stark reminder of a mystery that continues to haunt the hearts of those left behind. In the annals of true crime, some cases sear themselves into memory, their narratives a tapestry woven with threads of fear, betrayal, and the desperate yearning for closure. This is the story of Melissa, a young woman poised on the precipice of a life-altering decision, a decision that would ultimately lead to her disappearance, leaving a trail of unanswered questions in its wake. We know very little about Melissa, but what we do know is that she was a woman caught in a web of legal trouble and personal relationships. The foundation of this tragedy lies in her connection to her boyfriend, a man whose potential involvement in a crime would become the fulcrum upon which her fate turned. We don't know his name, the nature of his alleged crime, or the exact details of their relationship, but these gaps in our knowledge only serve to amplify the mystery, fueling speculation and drawing us further into the heart of this perplexing case. Imagine Melissa, a woman perhaps in her early to mid-20s, navigating the complexities of young adulthood in a quiet, unassuming town. Was she working a steady job, perhaps in retail at the local department store or serving coffee at the beloved diner on Main Street, trying to build a life amidst familiar faces? Or was she a student at the nearby community college, bright-eyed and full of potential, her future seemingly laid out before her? The scarcity of information paints a portrait of a life that, while perhaps ordinary to outsiders, held profound significance for those who loved her. Her boyfriend, shrouded in anonymity, becomes a central enigma. Was he charming and charismatic, drawing Melissa into his orbit with easy smiles and whispered promises? Or was their relationship fraught with a darker intensity, a dependency that left them both vulnerable to the undercurrents of his alleged criminal activity? The nature of the crime he was allegedly involved in is equally nebulous. Was it something opportunistic, a moment of poor judgment, or something more calculated and sinister, whispered about in hushed tones by the town's gossips? The lack of clarity surrounding these individuals and their circumstances only serves to deepen the chilling nature of Melissa's vanishing act. The key element in Melissa's disappearance is the legal entanglement that ensnared her. Law enforcement, for reasons unknown, had requested her testimony. We can only surmise the burden she must have carried, the internal struggle as she grappled with the gravity of her situation. To testify meant potentially implicating her boyfriend, shattering the bonds of their relationship, and, possibly, contributing to his incarceration. The very act of considering this choice created a dangerous predicament. The decision to testify against someone you love is a monumental act, fraught with emotional turmoil and the unsettling fear of reprisal. Picture Melissa receiving that official notification, perhaps a stern-faced officer knocking on her door at her small, rented apartment, the sterile environment amplifying her fear, or a seemingly casual conversation over coffee that would unravel her world. The pressure to cooperate with law enforcement, to be a witness for the state, would have been immense, a weight pressing down on her young shoulders. Yet, on the other side of that equation was her boyfriend. Their shared history, their intimacy, their future, all of it hung in the balance. This internal conflict, the agonizing choice between civic duty and personal loyalty, likely consumed her in the days leading up to her disappearance, painting her final days with a palpable sense of dread. The case bears an eerie resemblance to another unsolved disappearance, that of Damian Nettles. His mother, Valerie, has spent nearly 3 decades fighting for answers, searching for closure in the face of relentless heartbreak. Her story serves as a poignant reminder of the enduring pain of those left behind, the families grappling with the absence of their loved ones, and the unanswered questions that linger like ghosts. Her experience is a chilling reminder that the search for truth can be a lifelong battle, marked by moments of hope, despair, and the unwavering pursuit of justice. Her desperate fight highlights the profound emotional toll inflicted by the unknown. The comparison to this case sets the stage for the severity of the mystery in this one. Valerie Nettles' tireless dedication, Her public pleas and unwavering belief that her son, she embodies the spirit of persistence that families of the missing cling to. Her story, playing out across decades, underscores the agonizing reality of a life suspended, a void that never truly fills. This parallel draws a stark line, suggesting that Melissa Trumpy's case, too, could become an enduring mystery, a family's heartbreak stretched across generations, a community forever marked by the unresolved. The current status of the case is undoubtedly a source of immense frustration for those involved. Unless new leads emerge or information is finally unveiled, Melissa Trumpy's disappearance remains unsolved. The absence of closure in a case like this is nothing short of devastating. For those who loved her, the pain of not knowing the truth is a constant companion. It is this enduring uncertainty that haunts the lives of the families of the missing. They exist in a state of suspended animation, forever tethered to the hope of answers, a hope that may be slowly fading. The days that followed Melissa's vanishing act must have been a blur of frantic calls, desperate searches by friends and family through wooded areas and along the riverbanks, and mounting dread. Police tape, hushed conversations between officers poring over maps and evidence logs, the grim faces of investigators canvassing the neighborhood. These are the images that likely filled the lives of those closest to her. Every unanswered phone call, every unreturned text message would have amplified their fear, each moment a fresh stab of anxiety. The psychological elements of the case are a crucial part of understanding the depth of the tragedy. The decision to cooperate with law enforcement and the subsequent fear of her boyfriend would have generated immense stress and anxiety. The question of loyalty, love, and justice had forced her to confront life-altering implications. Her internal turmoil, the weight of her secret, and the fear of what lay ahead are all essential components of this compelling narrative. The potential for violence or harm stemming from her decision creates a sinister undercurrent of potential danger, amplifying the fear and complexity of the case. These psychological factors shape the narrative, adding suspense and intrigue. Imagine Melissa, lying awake at night in her small bedroom, the moonlight casting long shadows, replaying conversations, weighing the consequences of each choice. Was she torn between her conscience and her affection, her heart at war with her mind? Did she confide in anyone about her dilemma, perhaps a trusted friend or a family member? Or did she carry this burden alone, the isolation amplifying her dread? The emotional landscape of her final days, however obscured by the passage of time, is vital to understanding the immense pressure she was under, a pressure that may have ultimately proved too much to bear. The potential of the boyfriend as a suspect adds another dimension of complexity. If he was involved in a crime, would he have been capable of harming Melissa? Could her decision to testify against him have led to a confrontation, a heated argument in the secluded woods on the outskirts of town? If so, was that confrontation the cause of her disappearance? The uncertainty surrounding his character and motivations introduces an additional element of fear. These uncertainties contribute to the intrigue of the case and the potential motive behind her disappearance. The narrative of a relationship gone terribly wrong, fueled by a criminal entanglement and a looming legal threat, is a potent one in true crime. It raises questions about power dynamics, desperation, and the lengths to which individuals might go to protect themselves, adding a chilling layer of what if to Melissa's tragic story. The geographic location, unfortunately, is not stated. This lack of information inhibits our ability to fully appreciate the context of the event. Is this a small town where everyone knows each other's business and whispers travel faster than gossip, or a bustling city where people can easily fade into anonymity, leaving no trace? Without knowing this basic detail, we can't fully grasp the investigative challenges or the community's impact. The absence of a defined setting leaves the case feeling untethered, making it harder for readers to visualize the scene of the disappearance, the quiet streets, the potential hiding places, or the paths Melissa might have taken, forever shrouding her final moments in an even deeper veil of mystery.